those are issues that could derail what could be a special season.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that could lose you football games, no doubt about it. We have to be sharper there. Can't afford it. We were able to finish that game, win it, but it's not something that you can, say that it's a consistent way to play football and a consistent way to win football games, because it's not.
There's things that can be fixed during the course of the week in practice.
Yeah. I mean, it's stuff that we can clean up. We just need to be sharper. That's it, really.
Michael, I mean, turnovers can come and go, but penalties, you guys were probably I think number 2 in the country in fewest penalties last year. Do you know why that has changed this year, or is it just guys making mental errors?
I think there's some mental errors in it. I also think there's some stuff where it's just guys not trusting themselves.
Okay.
So you get guys grabbing, jumping off sides, stuff like that. And that's stuff you can work on. I mean, it should get better. We have to make it better. That's an emphasis for us. We got to clean that stuff up, because between that and turnovers, that's not a sustainable way to play a season. So that's stuff we got to clean up.
As an offensive lineman, you really can't do much about turnovers. But as a leader, do you need or should you say or do anything that can help or assist?
I mean, as a leader, I just got to make sure myself and everyone in practice value stuff like that. You got to clean that stuff up. That means you got to be extra sharp in practice, because if stuff like that's going on during the week of prep, it's going to show up on Saturday. So I think as a leader, you have to make sure your team knows the importance of those reps throughout the week, making sure everything's as clean as it can possibly be before Saturday.
Has it been pretty clean in practice?
Yeah, I think it has been. I've liked our weeks of prep. And stuff's going to happen in the game where they give you something a little different, you make mistakes. It's going to happen. So it's nice that we're able to bounce back and keep fighting, but everything just needs to sharpen up.
Michael, you guys have used a lot of different running backs this year. How important is it to have a lot of guys at that position you can rely on?
It's awesome. I mean, we can keep those guys fresh. No one has to have a crazy workload. Not one guy just getting a ton of carries, but I think it's awesome to have a bunch of guys who are like different running styles, different personalities back there. It's just a lot of fun.
Are you surprised at how quickly Groshek has picked it up? Because they just put him there in spring ball.
Not really. He's a technician. Learns really fast. Does everything the right way. So, not surprising.
You said technician. What about physical ability?
He has all the ability in the world. I mean, athletically, he's gifted. He's a good enough player. I mean, he's proven that already. But I think really his thing is he just does everything the right way. He's where he needs to be. Does it, works hard in practice, all that stuff that you want in a running back.
Michael, do you feel like it's a well-balanced group of running backs as well? You mentioned different running styles, but also you have a couple guys that can really help in protection, things like that.
Yeah, I think they all have their attributes, and it's cool to have different guys back there, like I said, but the balance is there because they all bring something a little different, but they're all very similar in the same respect. So it's really cool to have all those guys back there, all those options.
You mentioned after the game Saturday that you guys have the ability, you think, to, if you make some mistakes, turnovers, whatever, to when the game is on the line, execute like against Nebraska, and then the last drive against Purdue. Hornibrook has made some mistakes, but on third down throws, he's been exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think goes into that?
I don't know. Maybe it's tightening down when you need it. There's a little bit of clutchness, I would say, especially with Alex. Just knowing he's got to tighten it down and make that throw. Third down, especially on a quarterback, that's probably the most pressure he has. And he's delivered, and that's what I expect out of him. And I know that's what he expects out of himself. So I think he just tightens it down and just really focuses. And not to say that he's not tightened down and focused on first, second down or everywhere else, but I just think that little bit of pressure doesn't bother him, and he just hits it right in the face.
You're 6-0, ranked 5th. People are starting to talk about college football playoffs. How are you guys dealing with that? It's kind of uncharted territory for Wisconsin.
Just you deal with it by just not paying any attention to it. I mean, we got a lot of season to play. We got Maryland this week. That's the focus.
Do you find yourself peeking at what some of these other teams are doing on the weekends?
I mean, you notice it. You hear about it, stuff like that, but there's nothing to put thought into. I mean, it's just football. It's a season. We got to win each week. That's all.
What do you recall about Maryland, the Maryland game last year, and what do you think about the matchup this week?
Did we play them last year?
2 years ago,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
right. Thank you.
I remember them, being really athletic. Up front, they were athletic, front seven. They had some really good pass rushers. And from what I've seen, they have that same athleticism. They have the power. They're a Big Ten team. So you got to prepare that way.
Michael, you guys obviously want touchdowns, but do you ever take for granted your kicker, the way he's hitting the ball right now?
Oh, never. I mean, those are points. To end a drive with points is a win as an offense. Those are amazing. I mean, to have a kicker that, whenever we get into a certain range, you can almost guarantee that you're going to get points. That's awesome, really. I mean, it helps us, just cut it loose, and it helps us, with play calling because we have a guy back there who can get us points in tough situations. So it's a really valuable part.
And then kind of on the flip side of that, I'm just curious what the feeling was when Purdue's guy missed that kick after the block punt, and they got no points, and you guys came back on the field with a little bit of cushion.
It was really a testament to the defense, and the miss was even better. I mean, to give them the short field like that and they get nothing it's a game changer. I mean, it changes the way the game plays out. It saves a lot of momentum that was heading their way. It kind of just shuts it down. So our defense did a great job stopping it, and then the kick is what it is, but that's huge for us.
Michael, Puente's